Okay, here is a short tutorial on the index rules that we studied today, okay? So we are combining this with algebra because as you can see, we have numbers and we also have variables, but we also have the indices. So let's look at this first example, okay? Now in algebra, you can add only if, okay, only if the variables are the same, and the second condition, the indices have to be the same. So if you look here, the variables are the same. They all are y. Okay, now variables, by the way, are letters that are used to represent an unknown number or value, okay? So as you can see here, all of the variables are y. However, only these two have the same index, which is second power, second power. This one, although the variable is the same, the index is different, so you cannot add that, okay? So let's just rearrange this so I can do this. Oops. Okay. 3y to the second power plus 4y to the second power plus 2y to the fifth power. Okay, so this is our new equation, expression. So since these two have the same variable and the same index, we can add the numbers. Okay, so this now becomes 7y to the second power plus 2y to the fifth. Okay, now let's simplify this by looking for the common factor. So if we look here, the first thing you need to do is to look for the common factor of the number. Does 7 and 2 have a common factor? No. Okay, because they are both prime. So the only common factor is 1. So let's go to the next one. Does y to the fifth and y to the second have a common factor? Yes. The common factor here is y. Okay, so I can just bring down the number 7, and then this is going to be y to the second divided by y. Now using index rule number 2, this will give you y to the 2 minus 1, or y to the first power, or just simply y. Okay, so this becomes y. Plus, bring down the 2, and the same thing, this is going to be, let me just move this. This is going to be y to the fifth, okay, divided by y to the first, which will give you y to the fourth. So this will be y to the fourth, okay? Now look at this. Are there any additional common factors? Yes. You still have y's here. So we can continue. Divided by y. Now you have y divided by y gives you y to the 0. And we know any number raised to the 0 power is 1. So bring down 7. This becomes 7 times 1. Plus, bring down the 2. And this is y to the fourth over y to the third. Okay? So, highest common factor is y times y, which gives you y squared. So how do we present the final answer here? Okay? The highest common factor, and then the remainders, 7 plus 2y. How do we know we are correct? Okay, How do we know we are correct? You expand, okay? That means I multiply the common factor by the values in the bracket. So 7 times y squared will give you 7y squared plus 2 times, okay, sorry, this one is y to the third, times 2 times y squared, okay? So this is going to be 2y to the fifth. And if you look at this, you will see this is the same as our original expression. Okay? So let's do this other one. I will just copy it to another page. Okay. So let's look at this one. Is there anything we can simplify? Okay, none. Because there are no numbers here. And all, okay, the variables are different. This is ax, this is bx, this is a to the third b and x squared, okay? So it's a good thing that we are multiplying. When you're multiplying, it doesn't matter whether the variables or the indices are the same. It only matters when you are adding or subtracting. But when we are multiplying, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is to use index rule, okay? Index rule number 1. Okay? So if we look at this, let me just paste it one more time. If we look at this, we can rearrange it, okay? We can rearrange it so that you can put everything together, okay? So see, we have an a here, and we have a to the third power here, okay? We have b here, okay? And we have another b here. And then you are left with the x's. Okay? So how can we put this together? So we have a to the first power times a to the third power. That gives you a to the 3 plus 1. Okay? And then you have x squared. Let's do b first. b to the 1 plus 1. And then x to the 2, 1, 2. 2 plus 1 plus 2. Okay? And then it becomes a to the fourth, b squared, x to the fifth. And so this is your final answer. Okay? Because in algebra, when we multiply, we just combine everything together. Okay? So let's do the next one. This one is index rule. This is index rule number 1. Okay, so all you need to do is y to the 2 plus 7 equals y to the 9th. This is the same thing, okay? Multiply the numbers, 8, and then multiply the variables, a to the 4th, because this is a to the 1st plus a to the 3rd. Remember, we can use the index rules because the variables are the same. Now, why can we do this? Because we are multiplying. If this was addition, you can't. Okay? You cannot. So let's look at this one. 4b to the 3rd c squared times 5b to the 4th c. So what do? Multiply the numbers. You get 20 multiply b, so you get b to the 3 plus 4, and then multiply c to the 2 plus 4. So what's your final answer? 20b to the 7th, c to the 6th. This is the final answer. Okay? And the last one is the same thing. It's just more numbers and more variables. Okay? So what do we do? 3 times 2 times 4 is equal to 24. Okay? And then A. So that's A to the first power plus 2 plus 4. And then we have B. Okay? So you have B to the 4 plus 1 plus 2. And then you have, okay, C to the 2 plus 3 plus 1. So we applied index law number 1. So what is the final answer? 24 A to the 7, because 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7. B to the 4 plus 1 plus 2 is 7. And C to the 2 plus 3 plus 1 is 6. So this is the final answer for question K. Okay? So hope I made things a little bit clearer here and you understand how to do operations with indices. Okie dokie. Bye.